Okay, so I didn't realize that the video ended. So here is the rest of the video. Uh, so first of all, I'm going to look and say, okay, this is clearly a v function, therefore it's an absolute value function. So remember, when we write absolute value equations, it's just a matter of identifying the slope and the vertex, and you can write any absolute value equation with that information. Now, again, the equation for this would be y equals, and I'll put the absolute value symbols in here, but since my vertex is here at this point, which looks to be -4, -3, it's going to be y equals absolute value x plus 4, because remember, you go to the, that means go to the left 4 inside the absolute value, and then -3. So let me go ahead and get the absolute value symbols there. Now, actually, the only so okay, sorry. So that is the equation of that absolute value graph. Now, if you look, that's an inequality. It's not just the line, there's shading that goes along with that. And notice it is a solid line, so it's going to be equal to, and it's shaded below, so it is actually going to be y is less than or equal to the absolute value of x plus 4 minus 3. And again, I knew it was less than or equal to because the shading was below the line. Okay, here it's the same kind of scenario, except clearly that's a linear equation. It doesn't make a v, it's just a diagonal line, so it's a linear equation. So I'm first going to write the equation. Remember, to write the equation of linear graphs, we need to identify the slope and the y-intercept. Oh shoot, I need to go back to this. We have to identify the slope. This is the equation because as you look, when you identify the slope, this scale is by a half, essentially. So each of these lines representing half. So we're technically going up a half and over half, or up one whole and over one whole, which is 1. So that's why the number in front of the absolute value is 1 there. Sorry. Well, to go back to this linear equation here, we identified the slope and the y-intercept. Well, clearly the y-intercept is identified of being 5. And then our slope, so if you look from here, it looks like to get to my next point, which looks to be about there, I have to go up 2 and over 1, so my slope is 2. So the equation of this line would be y equals 2x plus 5. However, again, it's not just the line. There is shading, so that needs to trigger, that tells us it's an inequality. So I look at the line, and it is a solid line, so it's going to be equal to, and the shading is above the line, so it is actually going to be greater than or equal to the 2x plus 3. So that's essentially what you need to do for absolute value functions. It's find the vertex and the slope. For linear, it's find the y-intercept and the slope, and you can write any absolute value equation, or sorry, absolute value inequality or linear inequality that you need to write, given that information. Thank you. Oh, shoot, I didn't even freaking record this. Yeah, I did. Sorry, thank you, and have a nice day.